He's taking his belt, the IBF belt.
Shit, I thought we was gonna be here all night. Roy Jones kissed Kathy right in the mouth. Roy is dead. Listen, me and Roy's side piece are friends. Crazy with his former side piece.
Here we have the fighters that will meet this May 4th. Champions, middleweight champions.
Oh yeah, there's boxing antics in the chat, guys. Michael Nolan is boxing antics.
We have a great fight.
No, he kissed her in the mouth though, like inside of her mouth. Like he's a lucky, nasty ass bastard. Kathy just got like an elegance to her. Like that's why a lot of people like her, even though you know she's like an older woman. Like a lot of black men feeling Kathy. Like if you ain't peep it.
In the house of boxing.
Like I don't know if she know, but you know what I'm saying, niggas be on Kathy top.
Remember that. Let us remember.
You saw Roy went straight forward.
Between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Daniel Jacobs. Thank you, Oscar Vela, Oya, Joe Markowski, Mauricio Suleiman, Eddie Hearn, Keith Connolly.
I don't know, she got like that. It's a weird type of like appeal she got. Not weird, but you know, because I was noticing, I thought it was just me, and then I was like, yeah, Kathy can motherfucking get it. Hey, this is inappropriate. Y'all shut up. We can't talk about this. They're going to get me banned. Oh, I'm already banned. I'm already banned. You can't ban. You can't double ban me, right? They going to triple ban me? I think they was mad I did that video about Kovalev and shit. But we got to go to the other weigh-in. We got to go to the weigh-in now, guys. We got to go to the weigh-in. So, I guess let's talk about the fight. I give Jacobs a chance because if you look at the youngest, most natural 160-pounder that in their prime that Canelo was ever fought, or a fighter that is in their prime, what other fighters that weren't damaged goods necessarily that he wasn't a real favorite to beat? For example, look at Canelo's resume. He was a favorite to beat Rocky Fielding. People say that Golovkin slowed down, and what would it have been like if it was 2 years ago? I don't know. Then when you look at James Kirkland, where they pull him from, you know, you look at Liam Smith, he was the favorite, Amir Khan. So it's 50-50 because can he take Jacobs' power? And Jacobs being younger, and Jacobs will go to the body. In my opinion, he's not the overall better boxer than Golovkin, but he's got a little more tricks in his bag. That's just my opinion, though. Why the fuck am I signed out of YouTube? Oh man. Wait, so I'm still live, so therefore my channel ain't get shut down. Oh, all right. Whew, that's some scary shit. Oh, they still on the zone? Let's see if they're doing the interviews. Let's see if they're doing any interviews. No. That press conference was long as shit. Jacobs has a chance, you know. However, I like that press conference in regards to presentation, but everybody, I mean, the reason why everybody talked is because of it being down in Mexico. And one good question that was asked is, one of the reporters were asking about why can't they get the zone fights in Mexico? And, well, even Eddie Hearn has started Matchroom Mexico, and they're really trying to get down in that market. But I didn't know that people in Mexico, for a big fight country, have issues like getting fights or watching televised fights. There's always fights going on down in Mexico, you know? But I think Dana Jacobs has a real shot, like, to really crack Canelo and hit Canelo with some shit. Is there a rematch clause? I'm pretty sure it is. We just haven't heard about it yet. The broadcasting rights, true, but why aren't they getting broadcasting rights, you know? So, I'm sure there's a rematch clause. We just don't know it yet. Who's not mobile? Canelo? I mean, Jacobs? I think Jacobs wants to stay away from Canelo. He can. We see. Here's the thing. We haven't seen Jacobs as being a mover. We've seen him being a mover in regards to circling around in the middle of the ring against Golovkin, but not being a mover like the mover we saw Canelo in the first fight of Golovkin. The first fight against Golovkin, you can tell Canelo was weary. He was respecting the power. He was moving, but the second fight, he was like, all right, I'm gonna stand my ground. You know. He was moving against P-Rog, but you know, I'm not holding the P-Rog thing against him no more. It was so long ago. However, it is, you know, you still have to factor in he did get dropped by Sergio Mora. He did get dropped by Golovkin, even if he was like, you know, like switching when he got dropped by Golovkin. Still, you have to think, well, Canelo can probably drop you too. You know, but I'm not fully sold that Canelo's power has fully carried up to 160. I'm not really sold. You can say he beat up Golovkin's face, but he never really hurt Golovkin, and Golovkin has always had a face that scars up. You know, is this playing? You know, it's playing. You know, Jacobs got a very good uppercut. Canelo's uppercut is some shit though, and will Canelo try to body beat Danny Jacobs? How will Danny Jacobs' body hold up? How will Danny Jacobs' body hold up? You know. Exactly. See, Golovkin is made of granite, but see, he's got one of those faces that, yeah, and he does block punches with his faces. But he's also got one of those faces that easily scars up. So when fans say, look at the state of his face, look, for one, you shouldn't listen to fans who say, look at a fighter's face. Exactly. I was going to say that, Ozzy, how you pronounce it? I was going to say that. You know, like, you can't count that shit, you know? Jacobs is more of a body than feeling. Of course he does. You know, so what type of Canelo are we going to see? Are we going to see that mover, right? Because he was aggressive with Rocky Fielding. He went and ran straight through him. He wasn't trying to beat it long. But will he fight like he did against Jacobs in the second fight? No, Canelo against Golovkin in the second fight. Will he hold his ground, or will, you know, he try to test out and feel out Jacobs, you know, and end up going to the cards where we kind of know that Jacobs may not really stand a chance. And Canelo and his team knows, you know, even though they may not want to leave it to the card, they pretty much have a good understanding that fighting in Vegas, cards are going to go their way. I mean, after all, look at the cards. They took the Rob Floyd, of all people. Canelo will fight like he did with Trout. But that wasn't even, that was a Canelo that fought in 3-punch burst. He was not the Canelo we see today. You know? Yeah, we need a knockout. We need a knockout. Can you imagine if Danny Jacobs wins? We're going to watch this. This is tomorrow night's fights. I'm expecting to have an early night. I don't expect for it to be a post-fight press conference because they be ready to go home after the Lara fight. Lara fights have really been like the only fights that I've seen that Showtime have done that they haven't had a post-fight press conference. They had a post-fight press conference for the Hearn fight, but I didn't watch that. I was sick. I didn't cover it live, meaning. And he fought GGG twice. Does the winner get Andrade? We don't know what's going on with Andrade. Andrade is supposed to be returning in May, but that makes you wonder, in Rhode Island, but that makes you wonder who is Golovkin going to fight if he returns. See, here's the thing. When Golovkin's a deal with the DAZN is announced, I expect for him to give him like a fight he can win, to build up his name, to see if he can still sell out somewhere like Madison Square Garden or wherever they're going to put him at. So I wouldn't be surprised if he fights somebody like Salusky, if Salusky beats Gabriel Rosado, you know, or a middleweight along those lines. Even Luis Arias, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Somewhere along the line, because the first fight, even though I thought they would probably put him against Andrade, let's watch this. We'll be back. Let's get this over with. It's only 3 fights, and this first guy right here is going to miss weight.
Entertainment and Showtime. Well, fans,
Salusky is underrated, but I feel he's a 154-pound fighter that's fighting at 160 for the checks. I think he should be at 154. He was going to get Venus Martirosyan as a WBC eliminator, but that shit fell through. And now, as you know, Venus Martirosyan is bitching because he should have stayed with Al Heyman, but he went to Don King. What the fuck, bro?